We focus on the developer experience of creating cloud-native applications and deploying to the cloud. So we focus not only on Node development, but also Python, server-side Swift, and Java development as well. So for this workshop, our first goal is to create an Express microservice application. And we have two approaches here that you can take. One is to start from the IBM Cloud App Service UI. The App Service is meant to jumpstart cloud-native development, allows you to create a project and deploy a production-ready application within just a couple minutes. It takes care of configuration for you, sets up all your project dependencies, provisions your resources to the cloud when you create your app, also allows you to create a DevOps toolchain. So there's lots of great support for that. You do need a trial account on IBM Cloud for that. If you have one set up already, you're good to go. I know there have been some issues with 100 people in the same IP trying to create an account at the same time, so you might get stuck there. If you do, the alternative path is to use our Node server CLI. This is a Yeoman generator. It's nice and lightweight. You don't need an account with IBM Cloud, but you also don't get a lot of the assistance and support you get with your on the App Service UI. Step 2, once you've got your application, we're going to run it locally, and you'll be able to view the cloud-native capabilities that are set up for you. So you'll see your health endpoint, monitoring tools, metrics via Prometheus, and end-to-end trace capabilities as well. And step 3, optionally, if you have created your app in the App Service console, you can create a DevOps toolchain, and you'll be able to work with the GitLab repository that was created automatically for you, and see continuous delivery and deploy to a Kubernetes cluster or Cloud Foundry. So let me hop over to our app service here. I'm only going to talk for a couple minutes here to let you guys start with the workshop. So starting point, with the IBM Cloud App Service, you get lots of nice resources here. There's a set of tutorials and lots of resource links. I'm going to direct you to the Starter Kits link over here on the left panel. So a Starter Kit, you basically pick your language and a framework and an architectural pattern. So you can create a web application or follow a microservice pattern or BFF. We're going to start with this starter kit here, we call it the blank starter kit. But these other kits include, there's Express with React, we have a mean and a mern, lots of other options here. So once you create your app, excuse me, how do I do this? Sorry, thanks. Okay, I'll step back here. Here's the App Service console with your tutorials and resources, and on the left here you select Starter Kits. So once you select Create App, you can select your language. So Node.js here on the bottom. Click Create, and from this screen you have the option to add resources. So you can add some persistence, like Cloud and NoSQL database, object storage, Redis, lots of services you can add here. We have a bunch of Watson services, security. For this workshop, I don't have you adding anything, but if you were to go down that path, your service would be automatically provisioned to the cloud and bound to your application. If you select to deploy to cloud, you'll have a toolchain that's created for you. So here's an example of one that is already created, because it takes a couple minutes to set up. So you will see that's too slow. This is what you'll see. There it is. So you have your GitLab repository that's set up. You can manage issues. If you modify code and commit your changes, a new build will be kicked off and your app will be redeployed. Oh dear. Which you can see in your delivery pipeline in your toolchain here as well. Okay, so that's option A for creating your app from the starter kit. Option B is to use the node server generator, CLI. So here is your link to open your workshop. You can all go here. And again, if you have questions or run into any issues, raise your hand and I'll walk around and help you out. So I'm creating a project using the node server CLI, our Yeoman generator. I'm just going to run through this while you guys are working. I just created the app and here's the endpoint and my liveness endpoint, so you'll just see status up. So I'm just going to work in conjunction with you guys. So I'm enabling the AppMetrics zipkins here for to see open tracing. My server.js file. So that Docker command just started my Zipkin monitoring service in a Docker container on that port that I specified, 9411. So this is my monitoring dashboard, and I've hit the health endpoint a couple times just to give it a little bit of traffic to give us some data. So you can kind of see it go in there. So I enabled profiling, and you can see your stat calls here. Here's my Prometheus endpoint. Well, I'm going to wrap up the presentation here. Hopefully a lot of you have been able to walk through steps of creating a Node app and have seen some of our cloud native best practices that we've added to our projects, such as end-to-end tracing and metrics with Prometheus and monitoring. So if you have any questions, let me know. Is that it?